All right. Welcome in. You found us once again. Shoot the Gap, a rabbit hole fantasy football focus show here to help you to be gruntled with your fantasy football team and your fantasy football decisions. I am your host, Brian Go Baldwin, and I'm honored. It's my pleasure to introduce Connor. Look at Mark.
Thank you, Brian. Now, typically this year we are going to be doing our physical show where we record together, but me and Brian, we're both real cool guys that are in bands and stuff, and we both just happen to have music stuff over the weekend, so we had to get it in any way we could.
Yeah. If you listen to my radio show, I talked about it. My band Pearl Jam playing Pearl Jam tribute band Pearl Jam. We were playing in at the Colony, dude, and on stage when we got there to set up at 4:00, it was 112 degrees on the stage. It's an outdoor venue, but I'm happy to say that when we took the stage at 9:30, it did lower down to 99 degrees. So yeah, man, I was only just a medium rare. So that was good. That was nice. And fans in heat like that don't help. It's just like a hair dryer. Okay, it just is like, whoa. Yeah, not cool, man. Not cool. All right, it's now the 155th show, August 22nd, in this hopeful year of our Lord. And man, do we have a great show for you today, everybody. We are going to be finishing up our strategy episodes. So if you caught last episode, we talked about hero QB, hero RB, hero wide receiver. We talked about it, how it works and everything like that. So if you're interested in that, make sure and check out the previous episode. This episode, though, we'll be talking about zero QB, zero RB, zero wide receiver strategy. So basically, this is where you wait later in the draft to grab wait later to grab a running back, or you grab a running back, or you wait later grab a wide receiver. So we're going to talk about how to approach that. Okay, so see if it works for you. I mean, it's all about the ADP. It's all about what you like. Remember, it's fantasy football. It's your game. It's a game, and it's your game. Okay, your team. Draft the people you want, not what we tell you or whoever else you listen to tells you. All right, it's what you want. So. Yeah,
and that's the beauty of fantasy football is your team doesn't have to be a boring cookie cutter team based on the ADP of, I don't know, the most popular fantasy football show that happens to get a lot of takes wrong. You can do stuff like drafting a quarterback in the first round or, going, like doing creative stuff that on paper might not seem good, but at the end of the year, you might win a championship because of it.
Did somebody say championship?
Oh, nice. Very good.
All right, so
mine are over there. I don't feel like getting up to get them, but I have them.
See, but what happened was, all right. So let's go ahead and before we jump into the strategy, there's some things to talk about. So let's go ahead, and we didn't do it last episode. We're going to do it this episode. We're going to do Merry Early Christmas. Yes, I'm bringing it back. All right, well, not bringing it back. I'm bringing it for the show, okay? So, I've always found that it's easier to hear bad news in a nice way. So, I'm going to say Merry Early Christmas to a certain player, and then Connor, I'll see if Connor will be able to explain these. Okay, these aren't deep dive guys, okay? There's some obvious stuff that happened, but this is kind of an entertaining one. All right.
I like it.
Yeah, you're going to look smart. You're going to look smart, Connor. Here we go.
That's not hard for me to do.
Professor Connor. This is what. Here we go. So to you, Professor Connor.
Professor.
Yes. That's what you're going to look like after answering this question correctly. Merry Early Christmas, Deion Jackson.
The Indianapolis Colts have informed Jonathan Taylor that he has permission to seek a trade per, I don't know, Rappaport or whatever.
Adam Schefter.
Rappaport. Schefter. The other guy.
Yeah, Adam Schefter of ESPN. Right. And if he's traded, then Deion Jackson is the top of the depth chart. So he'll presumably be the starting running back. However, the first preseason game, it was Evan Hull that got the start. Okay, and Jackson got the start last preseason. So I think they're trying to figure it out. But that's where we're at right now. Yeah, so
I think my gut's telling me that that's a bump up for Richardson more than anyone.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's gonna be like the running back too, man. But they're not gonna.
Well, no,
they're gonna
but
keep throwing him out
out of
there.
necessity. Well, no, because I'm not saying, because the Colts, I know we have a couple things, so I'll try not to take too long, but the Colts offensive line used to be really good.
Yeah.
So it used to be a thing where you could put any running back in there and they would do well in that system. And we saw games where Deion Jackson did that. My point is the Colts offensive line isn't as good as it used to be. And Deion Jackson is not the same talent as, Jonathan Taylor's talented enough to warrant, taking some additional run volume away from Richardson. But I don't think Deion Jackson is. So that's why I'm saying that I think, if Jonathan Taylor is not on the Colts this year, I do think that opens, kind of out of necessity, Richardson will see more, volume in the run game, run design plays for the quarterback.
I thought you were leaning towards they were going to start Gardner Minshew and then put Richardson as a running back. The way you were talking, brother. I was like, all right, giddy up, let's do it. Come on, man.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool.
Would it? I mean, a quarterback, a quarterback that's in a running back spot. I mean,
dude, the flea flickers that team could do, you have no idea.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, dude, it's like putting Taysom Hill there, Voldemort. Yeah, weird. Yeah. Anyway,
the real Voldemort.
Right. So but the guy that would be running the ball, the one that started last preseason game with Richardson behind center, was Deion Jackson. And they did run it a lot with Deion Jackson, and the first preseason game they ran it a lot with Evan Hull. So it's still going to be a running team. That's not going to be just quarterback. Okay, so but that's it. But the reason why I think you were talking about it being like a positive for Richardson is because Deion Jackson or Evan Hull aren't talented enough to make enough of a fantasy impact. Like if Richardson took the carry. Yeah, so I got it.
What I'm pretty much saying is that seems like the end in terms of getting a good value in fantasy versus what you have to pay for it, and also how it would perform for you in a positional standpoint. That's the end that I see is Richardson.
Okay, so if Jonathan Taylor's traded this, let's say, because if it's my feeling, okay, I mean, it just seems logical to me that if he's going to get traded, it's going to be quick. Because season's about to start. Okay, so teams are going to want to get the guy in, as especially somebody that's going to be as effective or important to the organization as Jonathan Taylor would be. They would have to trade. So if that happens, Deion Jackson, let's say Deion Jackson becomes the top of the depth chart, or Evan Hull. Take your choice in this question. The name doesn't. What is that guy draftable? Whoever is the starting running back for the Colts, okay, if Jonathan Taylor is traded, is he somebody that you should draft? And if so, where?
I don't mean to be cute, but it does depend on ADP. This is what I mean by that. Right now, I'm pretty sure Deion Jackson and Hall are both really late picks, if they're even being drafted. I don't think they're being drafted.
No.
Now, if hype goes stupid crazy and they become like 8th or 9th picks after Jonathan Taylor gets traded, I'm not paying that up for them. That's just the line in the sand I want to point, because I have a feeling that some type of hype will happen if Taylor gets traded.
Okay. All right. So,
but personally,
okay. So where
I'm not super into the Colts this year. That's not an offense like I have on my list of offenses I want to buy into.
What about what round? What round would you feel comfortable?
Like 12.
Well, oh, okay, all right.
Jared McKinnon value. Zach Charbonnet. If Zach Charbonnet and Antonio Gibson are off the board, you know what? I might take a shot on one of those guys before McKinnon.
Okay. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, the McKinnon thing is starting to look really, really weird. Yeah, I mean, because there's a thing with Isaiah Pacheco. He's back. So
and he's pretty cheap ADP wise too.
But he's also took all the snaps with stars. So that's
what I'm saying. It's like it's crazy. Like I've I'm glad you said that because I thought of that too. I was like, he might be a sneaky pick. No.
Yeah. In fact, that actually is interesting. Pause it. Pause the. Is the music going right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Pause it. Pause it. All right. Okay. Because I want to talk about something. Okay. It's we were just talking about the gift for Jackson, but we're with Jonathan Taylor right now. So let's go a little bit further. And when you mentioned Isaiah Pacheco, it made me think, like, where would be destinations for Jonathan Taylor? Okay.
Cowboys.
Oh, hang on now. Keep in mind that it has to be they're not only they're going to give up draft capital, but also the team will be giving up. Will have to be in line to sign him. Okay, to a large contract.
Yeah, they have to be able to absorb his contract.
No. Not necessarily this year's contract, but they're going to be giving up draft picks. They're not able to give him a multi-year contract like he wants. They're going to be in the same boat that the Colts are in. Okay.
Or they could theoretically rent him for a year by trading.
But the draft capital they're looking for, dude, it's something like a package of picks that equates to like a first rounder. Okay, or maybe like a couple of tours. It's going to be high stuff, man. It's more than a rental.
I think the Cowboys would trade a first rounder for him.
Okay. So you're saying the Cowboys? Because I think I read something that the Cowboys. Jerry Jones always has to throw his hat in every single ring. So it's hard to know whenever you're crying wolf. All right. So
well, no, there are other teams. I'm just thinking, just for the sake of giving Tony.
Well, Pacheco. Okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about. KC is a place that needs they need help. They need offensive help. They have Kelsey and Mahomes, and that's it. They really don't have much. So that could be if they're able to make it all work, I don't know if they would be able to, but it's just far as what would it do to fantasy if he landed in Kansas City?
I don't think the Chiefs are going to do that because they need to use their draft capital for their defense and their offensive line.
They were in the Jacobs, dude, the Josh Jacobs. Okay, like whenever
I think the Josh Jacobs is worth a little more than Jonathan Taylor right now.
Wow. Okay. All right, but but you're talking about something that is available. Jacobs is not available. Taylor is. All right, so it's easy to go ahead and
slide. They're also trying to poach a divisional opponent.
Oh,
that's a 2-1. They're in the same division.
Fine.
No, they're in the same division.
I know that, but dude, I know that was probably that was not as big of a piece of it as the media would like it. Okay, they're not that pet. They're not going to be like wanted just to go and poach an opponent, and if it's not going to make their team better, or if they don't have a high opinion. All right, I understand, dude. That sounds good, but it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand. I understand.
Well, I guess we'll have to see. We'll know in a couple of weeks. It would be awesome. It would be super awesome to see Jonathan Taylor on the Chiefs, but
yeah, would he be a first round pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd have to be.
Yeah.
He'd instantly. The hype would be crazy.
See, that's crazy about this exercise, because you can think about like different teams where he would land. And dude, it's so polarizing. Yeah. Kansas City, first round draft pick, no question, right? I mean,
I think he would be a first round draft pick on the Cowboys.
Okay, on the Cowboys. Let's say on the Cowboys. Okay, so let's say they did that. Miami is the one that so far the media has come out and said they've come out and said, hey, we're trying to get a package together for him. So if he landed in Miami, and think about how Miami is burst fast. They're burst speed. That's everybody on there is burst. Right? they're fast, but they got that quick burst. And Jonathan Taylor, he's fast, but he's got a kind of, he's got a, he doesn't need that much of a runway, but he needs a runway to get started.
He's also very powerful.
Yep.
It would add a good, thunder to the lightning of the Miami Dolphins.
Okay, if he landed there, how would you look at that fantasy?
I like that one more than the Cowboys. And the Chiefs. I'm excited about that. I would spend that's like Saquon, Nick Chubb range.
Okay. What about if
basically where he is?
If he went to if he went to Minnesota, Minnesota's used to a star running back.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, they don't have a star. I mean, they have Alexander Madison, but if they're able to trade Alexander Madison and some assets to get Jonathan Taylor and go back to having a star running back, that might be a place. And that's in a different conference. You know,
Yeah. The Vikings also don't have to do that because they have another talented rookie wide receiver and they have an insane hit rate on receivers and they have TJ Hawkinson. I understand what you're saying, but I really think the Vikings are going to go more pass heavy just based off of their actions. They're already pot committed. I don't see them going out getting Jonathan Taylor. I did think of them. That's why I didn't say them.
okay.
Because they're a little more rational than other franchises. Like I said, the Cowboys, because like you agree, Jerry's crazy, and then the Chiefs and then the Dolphins are both in win now windows. The Chiefs are trying to establish a dynasty. Thank you. The Chiefs are trying to establish a dynasty, and the Dolphins are in a win now period with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek's already publicly said, what?
I'm sorry, man. I was trying to say like I have one more thing to say. Not.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
say your thing, brother.
Yeah, no. Just to peek behind the curtain because now it's exposed.
Now it's hilarious. We had a moment.
We've had the microphone issues, right? And so So I was trying to tell Connor, telling him like if I hear microphone issues, I'm going to tell you to like talk louder. But I was just trying to say I have one more suggestion. And
the two movements look very similar.
They do.
Whenever, especially when you're mid rant, when you just see someone doing that to you, it's like, oh, okay.
It's on me.
I got you.
It's on me.
I got you. Yeah,
it's on me. So sorry, listeners. All right, if you start to get louder and louder, that's my fault. My lugs. I'm sorry.
Nah, say your thing, man.
I was gonna say the Buffalo Bills since they were in. I
thought about them too.
They're on the win now mode, and then when Christian McCaffrey was out there, they were in on that. So that shows you that they have that desire to get that one extra running back to get them over the edge. So,
and I think that's the point too. Is teams are different, so teams are gonna view different players differently. Like each team might have a player that they really want to get. Probably every team feels that way about CMC. But I bet you that there's some teams that feel differently about Jonathan Taylor and Josh Jacobs and Dalvin Cook and things like that.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Oh no, I got you. I hear you on what you are saying. But if he landed on Buffalo, where would he go? What round?
Second.
Whoa. Okay.
They throw a lot.
Okay. Well, he catches a lot.
And Josh Allen.
Okay.
Josh Allen,
If you watched the preseason last week or a couple of days ago, they were running James Cook a lot, and James Cook was he's got heart. Okay, let me just say that he's got heart. Don't have yards, but he's got heart. Got heart.
It's like Kevin Hart.
Yeah, you're right. Well,
yeah.
Okay. Chicago, though, I was going to mention them only because they have the presumed need and they do have the cap space. But that's just to me. I mean, I've heard that in different areas reported, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense that they would do that.
No, they don't need that.
That's correct. At least that's my opinion.
It's a reach.
Yeah.
The thing you have to understand is people will do things even if the numbers dictate they should not do them. So,
yeah. Now
you don't want to be too logical.
I mentioned Kansas City because they were in on Josh Jacobs. Same thing with Denver. All right, so in Denver, I think is they're out of that. Even the whole like what you're talking about, trying to poach a divisional opponent. They're out on that because Javonte Williams, dude. Did you see him play this past the preseason? Man, he played like the whole first quarter. He looked good, but not great. That's what I guess. I did see him make a couple of cuts. So it wasn't just straight line run.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you? You don't sound excited about Javonte.
I'm cards on the table. The gut. He thought about. I've been watching Hard Knocks. I watched episode 2. I liked it, and it's weird to say this, but I feel bad for Nathaniel Hackett, and I like him. And seeing what Sean Payton said, I really didn't like that energy. And then I thought of how I've felt about Sean Payton and the Saints over the years. And I always thought that Sean Payton was kind of overrated. I think he gets a lot of credit for doing all the right things in the one Super Bowl appearance he had. And then if you think about it, he kind of just coasted off of being the like, oh, I'm like the creative outside of the box guy. And like that's great, but it's like he always seems to come up short. Like there's someone that's just always smarter than him because they don't rely on like shticks and stuff. So with all that being said, I'm like, you know what? All this talk about like, oh, the Broncos are instantly going to be really good because they have Sean Payton now. I was like, I do not feel as confident as I used to. Everyone's injury prone. Russell Wilson is crazy, and they don't look good. When you watch them on film, like they don't look good as you think they should be on paper.
Okay.
I'm out.
Okay. Nathaniel Hackett. Remember, Nathaniel Hackett's Denver Broncos. This was not at all prompted by the stadium or anybody representative of the Denver Broncos. This was all from frustration from the fans that home games, every play they had to count down the play clock so that there was not a penalty thrown. All right, so that's Nathaniel Hackett's Broncos. Yes, he's a better offensive coordinator right now.
Yes, he's a good offensive
than
coordinator.
He is a head coach, right?
And there's a lot of people that are like that in the NFL. They're a great offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, but they suck as a coach.
Bill O'Brien. Okay, so
I was thinking about Wade Phillips too.
Oh, okay.
Great defensive coordinator, bad coach.
Okay.
Gary Kubiak, good offensive coordinator, bad coach.
Okay, obviously it's a long list. All right. But Javonte, this past preseason game, I watched it, and Russell. Here's what's interesting. Russell Wilson was running more. Okay, so he was like fine, like he would check. Didn't see something, he ran. Okay, so he kept doing that. All right, and I was wondering why he did that, and that was because he only got like one or two series. Then after that, they put in Jason Stidham with the starters. Okay, it's not like they sat the starters. They just took one starter out, Russell Wilson, and put in Stidham. Okay, so I think that it's probably Sean Payton just checking stuff out, just seeing how things are, and it also put pressure on Russell Wilson because he looked a lot better this preseason than he did last preseason. You know, and the offense, I didn't see many passes to Judy, so just keep that in mind, everybody. Watch the preseason. You need to watch them because that's when you see what's happening. All right. I don't believe when people said, I heard this one podcast earlier today that said that, oh, I don't put too much into X amount of targets for X person because that could just be the coaching staff trying to see how that player plays with, tries to catch a ball in that particular situation. And just hearing that in my ears, I felt like I was dumber by hearing it. Okay. And so I blessed you guys with the dumbing down. You guys are a little bit dumber because y'all heard that.
And to take it one step further, that's an argument for why you shouldn't watch preseason games at all.
Oh, well, no. I watch them because
going nuclear with it.
No, I watch them because you get to see how players are. You get to see how they react, how they're playing, how they're moving, how they're looking. And it's I'm telling you right now, I've already changed my ranking just because of the preseason watch. Because there's
I was mean. I've watched preseason games.
Yeah, because there's stuff that if you rely on what people like us or people like whoever you trust tell you stuff, that's good. You're gonna get the high point, but there's gonna be some. This is us digesting what we see. We all digest stuff differently, right? And so take a bite, see what you digest. So check it out. Maybe you agree, maybe you won't agree. I see. Josh Jacobs, I did want to talk about that. That he's about to come back. Or it's reportedly, that's one thing I wanted to talk about. That's what it was. Reportedly, it was that he should be back before the first week. But we've had a lot of reports saying that he's going to be back X time, or X this, or X that. I mean, we've heard that, guys and girls. We've heard this exact thing. And so I would caution anybody not to start changing your draft plans right now until you know that he is in Vegas, in camp, and he's part of their plan. Okay, so let's don't get too excited about that hype. Can you start the music again?
Alrighty.
All right, got a couple more, and they're not gonna be that long. We just kind of went long because those. All right, Merry Early Christmas, Jahan. Really. Here you go, on a plate.
Yeah, Scary Terry injured his toe.
Yep. Yeah, Washington wide receiver Terry McLaurin. Yeah, had an early exit from Monday's preseason game, but was followed by a diagnosis of turf toe, an injury that doesn't necessarily equate to missing games, but does come with the possibility of lingering or resurfacing problems. Okay, so I know that you can look at that and be like, okay, turf toe. That doesn't sound too intimidating, does it? No, it's cute, right? Turf toe. Aw, that's like something you would call, call a dear friend. Hey, turf toe. And so, right? No, while it's caused by a hyperextension of the big toe, I want everybody to know what it is. All right, so you can help make a decision, okay, as to what's going on. Okay, the injury itself has very little to do with the toe. All right, it's only called turf toe because this is the exact. If they wrote down exactly what the medical term, what it exactly was, this is what it would sound like. Tell me which one you like: turf toe or dorsiflexion hyperextension to the hallux metatarsophalangeal joint, specifically the flexor hallucis longus tendon and the sesamoid complex, resulting in a plantar capsuloligamentosus sprain. That's a long phrase.
Okay. So I could be right or wrong, but what it sounds like is that it either means like flexing the foot this way or flexing the foot that way.
Yeah.
Turf toe is definitely easier. It sounds like it's that because I know it's like, okay, you're football, so you're running, so it's either picking your foot up or pushing it down. Okay, so there was already a lot of Jahan Dotson type, so just stonks keep going up.
Hang on, it's still Yes, that's very simple, but you got to know this. It's a strain of the sesamoid complex, sesamoid complex.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Dude, it has bones, okay, tendons and ligaments. And it's under the big toe's large knuckle joint or the ball of the foot. That's where it's at, right there. Yeah, man.
Ow.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It has different severities. Okay, so, but. All right, from 1 being mild, all right, which will take about 3 to 4 weeks of rest and rehab, and 3 being a total rupture of the joint, which requires the surgical repair. All right, and it becomes arthritic with the onset of hallux rigidus, which is career-threatening, or as in Deion Sanders' case, his deformed digit kept him out of Dancing with the Stars. That's how important this is. Yeah, but multiple reports do suggest his case is a mild one. Which, like I said, that's 4 to 6 weeks, right? So that gives about a month. He has a little bit of it's 20 days, all right, until their first game. So
I think that the important thing is based off of ADP. Unless you're a Scary Terry fan, you're probably looking for a reason to pick Dotson over Scary Terry because of the ADP. And this, I think, is a compelling argument to make the jump ship and be targeting Dotson instead now.
Right, and one more point. All right, that even if McLaurin feels good, okay, there's a lot of history showing that there's been players that come back from turf toe and they're fine, but then they make one cut and they re-injure it. Okay, so it's a hot.
So it could be a thing all year.
It's nagging. I mean, if you've watched a long time, I mentioned Deion Sanders. If you remember when Deion Sanders had it, Patrick. I think
I was like 3.
Patrick Mahomes had it a couple of years ago. So and it really hampered him. So it's a thing, dude, and it lingers. So I was talking to my brother about it, and he's the one who brought this up. So I'm going to go ahead and give him props to this. He said it's like going into the season, drafting a player that's already hurt like that. Is like going into the season, like hoping he's going to do well. It's like leaving your house, knowing you're going to be gone all day long, and you only have 75% on your cell phone battery. Okay, it's the same damn thing. You're rolling the dice.
It's a good one.
You're hoping for the best, but man, you're in a bad spot. All right, last one. Merry early Christmas, DK Metcalf.
Jackson Smith-Njigba got injured.
See? You do look like a professor. Yeah, he suffered a broken bone in his wrist during Saturday's preseason game against the Cowboys. He underwent surgery today, which was successful. Okay, and they're saying that he could be available week 1 against the Rams. He suffered it on a a highlight reel 48-yard catch. Okay, which he came down right before the goal line. So yeah, he was looking good. With him out, both DK.
Enter Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah, well, it's either going to be DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett. It's basically going to look like it did before. Last year the target distribution is going to be.
No, I was saying because they were at the one. I was like, oh hell yeah, that's going to happen all year.
Yeah, my question I have for you, Connor, is what does that do for like the what does that do? What does that do for the for Geno Smith? Because everybody is super excited about Geno Smith, right? So what does that do for him? I mean, does that down, up? I mean, what do you think?
How long is Njigba out for?
Last blurb, I'm reading it right now, says that that his week 1 availability is unclear. So you're talking about. There you go. Maybe.
Well, realistically, if it's not season ending, then that's good.
Oh, nowhere close to it.
And yeah, look, everyone's gonna say, "Oh, well, they weren't gonna use 3 wide receiver sets anyway, so this isn't that big of a deal." I'm gonna say this: the fact that he got injured getting an awesome catch does instill some confidence. Now he's a rookie. Now, what I think is going to happen is probably they're going to, rest him up, but try to get snaps in and see what he can do. Depending on where the Seahawks record is and where they are in the division and the playoff hunt, if he starts doing really well, I could see them implementing some 3 wide receiver sets in the second half of the season if they're, trying to win games, and that seems to be the way to do it. So I would be very in on Tyler Lockett just because you got a little more Tyler Lockett insurance now, and he's going to be better in the first half of the year. And if, let's say, you have Njigba in Dynasty, you'd still be doing very good, but I wouldn't say draft him because you can probably just pick him up off the waivers, and someone will probably pick him up too early, and then they'll get mad and drop him, and you can pick him up right before he gets good.
Okay, yeah, well, I agree with what you said, but my timeline's a little bit. It's not as dressed. It's not a whole half of a year. Maybe I'd say by October.
Well, no, I'm saying the combination of the injury and him being a rookie.
I'd say by Halloween, because the Halloween's usually when most rookies start taking off. I think that's when you're gonna start knowing the name Jackson Jigba. Yeah, or you're gonna really start hearing your people at work that don't know much about football will know what Jackson Smith and Jigba, who that is. All right, man. The only blurbs that you can turn the music off. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah, that's it. All right, so the only news items that I want to talk about, Tariq Cohen. Remember that name? Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, man, he's ready to work out for teams after missing the last 2 years. So that's pretty cool, man. And then let's see, Laviska Shenault is in the concussion protocol. Amon-Ra St. Brown is expected to return to practice next week.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. Miles Sanders is back to practice and says he'll be ready.
That's a good sign.
He'll be ready to play on week 1. Let's see here. There's restructuring. Yeah. Oh, the 49ers will rotate Lance and Darnold this season as QB2. If that means anything to anybody. So if you're trying to go deep diving, don't go deep diving on. Yeah, don't go deep.
I am so fucking sick of Trey Lance and Jordan Love.
Yeah,
so sick of them. I just have to say that.
Why Jordan Love, man? What did Jordan Love do to you?
Because they're both bad quarterbacks that have just been people just keep being like, oh, they need to give him he hasn't proven he's had every opportunity. We would know if he's good by now.
Love did not have any opportunity.
Okay, well, I don't want to open up a can of
worms. This is his opportunity. This is his opportunity right now.
You want to make a friendly bet of some kind on the over-under of Jordan Love? What do you want the line to be? Are we talking touchdowns or yards?
I don't know, man. You're the one who...
or points a game.
You're the one that has a very, very... you proposed the bet, so go for it.
What? 20 points a game? For fantasy, over under. You know what? In our league, 30 points a game.
Let's go stat wise. Okay.
Stat wise,
Yeah,
like that's probably easier.
well, no, because dude, that I mean, like each people's like they're basically their leagues score differently. Okay.
I don't think he's gonna throw for more than 3,000 yards and like 27, like 25, 27 touchdowns.
Okay. Well, I mean that's a strong line. That's not a negative line. That's a strong line. Yeah, so that's interesting because you talked so poorly that I would think that
That's not very good for fantasy.
no, but you were talking about like I mean like a 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns. I mean, this is how bad you're talking about this poor guy.
I think he's gonna get like 2,000 to like 2,400 yards, maybe.
Okay, so you're saying
but quarterbacks can still play really bad.
Fine, no, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, you take the under on 3,000. I'll take the over, and then and 27 is a hard number to remember. Let's go 20. Go 20 touchdowns.
20 touchdown, more than 20.
Yeah, yeah.
25.
If you can remember, how old are you?
25.
Okay, then there we go. Okay, that's it. That's it.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's a heat check.
That's
baby.
perfect. Yeah, or we can do my age, and I'll take the under. Yeah. All right, man. Okay, all right. Okay, cool. Anything else you want to talk about before we move on to the strategy talk?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So, oh man, that's okay.
What happened?
I sure this is fantasy relevant. My wife just texted me and says she checked her league and her jackass of a commissioner has allowed, like, it was a 10-man league, and this is at her work league, and now it's renewed, and he changed it to 18 teams, 1-8. Yeah, 1-8. Yeah, there's 18 teams. Yeah, I mean, and she says, I think I'm going to bow out. I'm like, yeah, get the heck out of there. What are you doing? 14 is miserable. 18 sounds like a death sentence. You have like one good player. That's it. Like this whole strategy we're talking about, the strategy episode. This is not.
Imagine being the 18th pick.
Golly, your very first pick. Here you go,
dude. It sucks. There's no way being like, oh, you have a good pick. No, you suck. If you have a pick that's like after 12, your team sucks.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you right now, because I have Yahoo's ADP up. So because we're going to be talking about the strategies. So like if 18th pick, according to your first pick of the draft, like the ones like 18th pick is Amon-Ra St. Brown. So it's Garrett Wilson, Josh Jacobs, Jalen Waddle, Najee Harris, Chris Olave.
Yeah, that's the back of the second. That's still shitty compared to the competition.
Yeah, like against like Justin Jefferson. And then like when you okay, and then you come back around. Okay, when you come back around, you have 18. Come on, so that's what 36, right? And so then your best pick would be Mark Andrews or Amari Cooper or Calvin Ridley. All right.
Yeah, it's not the move, man. It's not the move.
No,
don't be an 18-man league, guys. Stick
no,
to 10-man.
Not,
you know,
not unless you hurt yourself. You hate yourself.
Yeah.
Fuck
no.
No. You
know what? Let's not even spend any more of our time.
Yeah. Well, one thing I did want to tell you is that this Yahoo, it's an ESPN league, and apparently the basic setting is like on the championship week to have it's a amalgamation. It's like it's an aggregate like in soccer.
Yeah, you've told me it's like 2 games or something.
Stupid. Okay, all right, let's move on. Yeah.
Another reason why American football, real football, is better than soccer. Move on. Let's move on.
I think the pause button is the reason why American football is better than soccer. They have a pause button on the clock. You can doop, pause, commercial, unpause. Hey, there we go. No, soccer doesn't. And then they go at the end. They're like, okay, how many seconds did we waste? I think we did 10. Okay, add 10 to the clock. You know, it's like, okay. And they get down there. Oh, I think we might have wasted some more time, so we'll add 5 more. I know you think you're gonna win, but no. All right, talk strategy. Okay, so let's go with start with 0 RB first. All right, so in this strategy, when we go 0 whatever, it's going to be you pick these players late. Okay, so you're focusing on some other positions, and then you're going to look at where you would start to feel comfortable with running back. In this case, we're going to do running backs, wide receiver, quarterback. First one's going to be running back. So we're going to look to see where you see where you feel most comfortable, okay, as saying that this guy is going to be my running back. Okay, doesn't necessarily have to be a set and forget it. Okay, he doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that that is going to be like win you the week, but it'll be somebody that won't lose you the week. All right, somebody that's going to be strong enough to kind of hold down, to help hold those things down, just solid. Because remember, you're building up other positions. And so what we're going to do here, we're going to talk about what players that we feel comfortable at that level. Then once we see that, we're going to look at the ADP, see what round they are. Then you know exactly how many positions that you could play around with until you get to danger zone, of running. That's the whole point of this exercise. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's start talking about. That's why I had ADP up, because I wanted to go ahead and have that ready. So let's go and take a look at the running back ADPs. So I will. We are going to go past like the obvious, like Christian McCaffrey's, Austin Eckler's, all that, right? In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and name them just so we can have on record that we're not talking about these particular players. All right. So Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, Nick Chubb, Bijan Robinson, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs. Now those are the set and forgets. Jonathan Taylor, I know, is a little bit on the iffy. But we're including him in. So with that in mind, those are set and forget type guys, or they could be in a certain light. Okay, they could be set and forget, or they have been, or they've shown that they have in the past.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and let's start talking. So I'm going to start listing players. Okay, and you tell me. Okay, whenever you say that that one player has gone too far. All right, then tell me to stop. All right. It's like the Price is Right game. That's too much. You always go one price more than what the actual price is. Okay, so whenever I get to that one player that's lower than where you would stop, tell me that's too much. Okay. Yeah, see, that's too much. All right, but you gotta do it like they do in Price is Right. That's too much. Okay.
That's too much.
Yeah. Showmanship, man. Showmanship. Okay. All right, dude. There you go, man.
Showmanship.
Keep it down. All right. But I will say that if I get to a point where it's like that's too much, and there's players that in your mind that I haven't mentioned, then say that's too much. But then say, where's this guy at? Okay, and then we'll discuss it, and then we'll adjust there, because it's not going to be a perfect right off the bat exercise, right? So,
all right.
Yeah, okay, here we go. All right, okay, so Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Ramondre Stevenson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Breece Hall, J.K. Dobbins.
That's too much.
So it ends at Breece Hall. Okay, all right.
I'll be honest. There were guys that I didn't like between the guys that I liked, but I stopped when I heard J.K. Dobbins, because that is the line for me.
Okay, what guy?
That's too much.
What guy would you take out? Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs.
I would take out Breece Hall.
Okay.
And you said Aaron Jones. I would take out Aaron Jones.
Oh, Aaron Jones is not an RB1. What about ETN?
I'll take him out too.
Okay. Yeah, because we do need to mention that if you watch the preseason games, you saw Tank Biggs, and he looked good. He looked really, really good. And there's been talk from the head coach that
Peterson does that historically. He uses our RBBC.
Yeah, historically. And he even said his role is going to start expanding as the season goes on, which you would think. Okay, let me and let's clarify this right now. Let's put some sanity into it, because right now everything's insane. You have a draft either this week, next week coming up. I mean, you're tight right now. So when you hear like, oh, Tank Bigsby's his work is going to be increasing. So he's going to be a good pick. All right. He will at a certain level. Right. But don't get too excited because remember, right now, the whole feeling is that it's Travis Etienne, he's way up there. Right. And then here's Tank Bixby. Okay. And that's how much his work's going to be. Well, then what you're going to see is that if his work starts increasing, Travis Etienne's work starts going down, what happens? It's even. It's right in the middle of a split. And that's not a.
And if you buy at the right price, it's like crypto. If you get in at the right price and you get out, dude, you make a lot of money.
Yeah, but staying even like this is not going to help you win rings. Okay, this is just going to win you frustration. It's going to be just good enough not to drop, but not good enough to start. Quincy Enunwa, Rick. Okay, look him up. Okay, yeah, he always made 10 points, guaranteed. He got you 10 points. That's it. All right. So yeah, be careful with that. So you take out ETN. So you're looking at Najee, Joe Mixon, Ramondre Stevenson, and that's it. Those are.
Didn't have Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders is down. He's the actual list when you hit J.K. Dobbins. Goes Kenneth Walker, then Cam Akers, Damian Pierce, and then Miles Sanders. But if you want to put Miles Sanders in there, we sure could do that. So that
I'll put Cam Akers in there as well.
Okay. Najee Harris. Oh well, dude. Oh my.
Akers.
Okay, I'm going to tell you to watch the preseason game with the Rams. All right, that running back that they have, Rivers. That guy. Yeah. Okay.
He's the guy, dude.
He looks good. Yeah, he looks good. Okay. So
Akers didn't look good.
He looks great against like the second and third teamers. Let's just say that. Okay. No, actually, he started the game. He looked. Yeah.
Akers,
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So, let me get back to where I was at.
We did that 0 RB.
Okay. So, basically, what we're looking at, you're saying Ramondre Stevenson, Joe Mixon. So, the highest of that list, all right, was Najee Harris. Okay.
I would, full transparency, I have Joe Mixon ahead of Najee.
Okay. Then the lowest of the list in the ADP is Miles Sanders. So
no, I have Sanders. In my ADP, I have Sanders above Akers.
Okay, all right. So, but you're looking at the ADPs are somewhere like they average about in the 30s. Okay, so that's what round 4, right? Round 4 in a 10-man, right? So let's just go ahead and call it that. Okay, so you can go 3 rounds, right? You go 3 rounds, and then you don't have to worry about that. Then after out that, if you skip that 4th round, then you go into danger on the running for your running back 1. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So those 3 guys there. Okay. What would you? So we would focus on that. Gives you freedom. That gives you freedom to go like for quarterback, wide receiver. Like when we talked about earlier, you could go to quarterback where you go Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts within those 3 rounds. You can grab those guys. Those guys are all 3 worthy of top 3. I don't think the other ones really are. Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, Burrow, Herbert, Lawrence. Those are like 5th round, like low 4, 5th round, 6th round guys. Correct? Would you agree with me on that on a 10-man?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking at either Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. You could pick those guys, okay? And then wide receivers. Like your wide receivers, like if I was going to go down ADP, and it would end like right at like around like mid, like it looks like the number 25 with 25 ADP is probably a good spot, right? That's 1, 2, that's 3. That's okay. So then you would have 2 of, like if you had, let's say, Mahomes and you had Allen. Say Allen. If you say you had Allen, since you love Allen.
I have Allen and Diggs.
Yeah, you can.
I have the stack.
Well, sure. You could have Allen and Diggs, and then you could have.
So I have Allen and Diggs,
and then you could have like Chris Olave, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Waddle. One of those guys.
Oh, one of those guys is my 3rd.
Right. Coming out of the 3rd.
Okay, so I have Chris Olave. So I have Allen and Diggs and Olave with my first 3 picks, which is pretty strong.
Okay. And then Olave.
No, I thought Olave was my third pick.
That's correct. Right. So
Oh, yeah, Allen, Diggs, and Olave. And so this is a zero RB strategy because then I could go running back in the fourth round, like what you're saying, and I could get like Sanders or maybe Cam Akers, maybe Joe Mixon. But I think in real drafts, Joe Mixon's going into third. I think everyone is really in on Joe Mixon and everyone's just being like chill about it. And I think you could see some people taking him in like the second round.
okay.
Like in draft.
So let's say like Cam Akers would be your running back, right?
Okay, I have Cam Akers.
Okay. Or Stevens. Okay.
Ooh, I have Ramondre Stevenson. I'm very happy.
Okay. So see, there you go. There you go. Okay. Let's.
I'm very happy with that team.
Yeah. Let's see. So that would be that would be like the zero RB thing. And the reason why we're going through this exercise is because it's really easy to be like, oh, I need to grab stud this, but we're showing you that there's value at these positions later on down the line. Okay. So
yeah. And just for the sake of that argument, that exercise, you did have studs, just not stud running back.
Write down that list, okay? Because there's an I want to go talk about running back twos, okay? Just so that everybody can look at that. All right. So because the argument against that is like, okay, well then Stevenson could be your running back two if you grab a strong running back one in those first 3 rounds, okay? So. And so, just so we have it on record, the wide receivers available were Jefferson, Chase. Well, everybody knows who they are. Yeah. I don't need to talk about that. So, out of that list, because I'm letting Connor choose the team, he says Josh Allen and he says Stephon Diggs, either first, second round, whatever they land. And well, you would do Josh Allen in the first, Stephon Diggs in the second, and then
those are interchangeable.
Correct, they are.
You're in a stand. Yeah,
you are. Yeah, and then third would be Chris Olave. Yeah, I think in most drafts it would go Stephon Diggs, Allen, then Olave, and then you come around in the now let me go to the RDP.
The third.
Yeah, so we're in the
third and the fourth turn.
Yeah, in the third and the fourth. Okay, so that is so we're in that's in the 20s, right? is that right? Yeah, because it's 10 and then 20 and then. Oh no, it's in the 30s. It's in the 30s. Okay, yeah, in the 30s. Okay, so in the 30s, right? Well, I'll give you this one. Ramondre Stevenson's 28, so we'll give you that one. So you can have Ramondre Stevenson, Cam Akers, Damian Pierce, Miles Sanders, Alexander Madison, James Cook, or James Conner, sorry, James Cook, David Montgomery, Javon. Yeah, all those guys you could have as your running back one. Which one do you choose?
David Montgomery.
As your running back one?
Out of all those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For your running back one.
Yeah, if I had to choose between those guys. Are you saying, can I have Stevenson instead?
Dude, I said Stevenson. I said...
It was a long list.
Yes.
Well, okay, I heard like the last 10, and those are guys you could get as the second one.
Okay, Stevenson. How about Stevenson, Akers, Pierce, Sanders, and Madison? Stop there. James Conner.
Stevenson.
Okay, Stevenson. Okay, so Stevenson is your running back one. So go and write that down. Okay. So we're going back again. So we have 10, right? We have 20 at the end of 20. We have right. So what number are we at then? Come on, Connor. I'm gonna try. I called you professor earlier. So where are we at the beginning of the 5th round? What number are we?
I have no idea. I've been writing down players.
Dude, it's counting.
I've not been
counting.
We're at what, 50?
Okay, the beginning of the
50 something.
The beginning of the 2nd round is 11. The beginning of the 3rd round is 21. All right. Okay.
You're having so much fun with this, aren't you?
Yes!
So every round is 10 picks.
Yeah.
51.
Right. Okay.
We're at 51.
Okay. Yeah, let's go to the 50s. All right, so we have James Conner, David Montgomery, James Cook, Javonte Williams, Rashad White, Isaiah Pacheco.
David Montgomery is my boy.
Okay.
Out of over all of those guys.
Okay. Write that down. Write that down now. Write that down. So we went through. We're only going to do we're not going to do the whole draft. We're only showing you where as far as you would fill whatever zero position would be. You have filled that. Okay, we're not going to worry
And
about.
this is still a really strong team. Like if you have your convictions and you have your discernment and you go for values in drafts, you can get a team that you really fucking believe in.
Talk about the.
I have
Go ahead.
I have a stud quarterback, and we always talk about lightning flex and thunder flex, and there's still teams that they might have more of a lightning strength or a thunder strength. This is a lightning strength team. We have the stack. So we have the Allen Diggs stack. So right away, quarterback, wide receiver, hitting hard every week. And then we compound that with Olave, who is going to be a cold killer all year. That's going to be a great lightning team. You still have Stevenson and David Montgomery. So you're good on your running backs. That's still a great, solid team.
Okay, you wrote that down, right?
I did.
Okay, cool. Because we're going to do each one that way, and then we're gonna.
Yeah.
And then
So that was zero RB.
Yeah, that was zero RB. And see, this is what I'm talking about as doing. Most people think, what's zero RB? You look it up online, they'll be like, oh, well, that's where you pick your running back in the 7th round or something. No, we're trying to teach you, like, this is where, like, you start feeling comfortable. Okay, where you start feeling comfortable. Okay, and where you can put your attention to other places. Okay, so let's go with anyway. We're going to talk about.
Can I say? Yeah, no, you're right.
We're going to talk about wide receivers here in a second, but so keep in mind that any of those wide receivers that we talk about on the top, those could be fill in if you like Tyreek Hill better than Stephon Diggs, or if you like Devontae Adams or AJ Brown, whatever you want. Okay, Garrett Wilson, whatever you feel like, whatever that is in that area. We're just letting Connor pick that. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and let's talk about the zero wide receiver. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start going down. Okay. You all right, man? You okay?
I had a timestamp.
You had a timestamp.
Oh, I can't find it. Yeah, I had a timestamp.
Okay.
Damn it.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you're looking for your virginity, I think you might have lost that years ago, dude. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's gone. Yeah, you're not going to find that thing. It's gone.
Never coming back.
Yeah, no, it's done. It's done. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna leave out. We're gonna do like the same exercise with the running back. Okay. We're gonna leave out Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs. Those are like the sit and forget. Would you add CeeDee Lamb? Or actually, no. This is the first round. CeeDee Lamb. Would you say that these are the set and forget guys? Is this the set and forget guys, or would that go down to AJ Brown?
It goes down to.
You know what? Let me do the same thing like I did. That's too much.
Yeah, do it.
That's too much. Let's do that too much. One more. Okay, one more further. Okay. So let me start again. So we have Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Devontae Adams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave, Devontae.
That's too much. Oh wait, no, yeah.
Okay, Devontae Smith.
No, I thought you were gonna say Devontae Adams. No, that is too much.
Okay, what Devontae?
Those are the set and forget wide receivers.
What it ends with Chris Olave?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, and is there anybody you would?
Or you know what? Scoot up DK. Right above, under Chris Olave.
Yeah, because it goes Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, then DK Metcalf. Okay. Would you take out like Jalen Waddle?
No, I would keep Waddle in there, and it's not a sexy pick, but I would keep Higgins in too, thinking about it.
Okay. These are the guys. So everybody underneath, you don't feel comfortable being your wide receiver one. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I want to be clear. I don't want Devontae Smith in there.
Okay, no. We're ending it at DK Metcalf, which is underneath Chris Olave. So we're kind of squeezing him in this exercise between Chris Olave and Devontae Smith. We're squeezing Metcalf for the sake of this exercise. So that lowest one, okay, if we included DK Metcalf, let's say we do that, then that is 32. Okay, so Connor, if 1 through 10 is the end of the first, okay, 11 through 20 is the end of the second, okay, 20 through 30.
We're going 0
wide receiver, right?
wide receiver.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So basically, what you're looking at is you have to grab your wide receiver in the third round. Is that right? Because
yeah, I'm actually gonna. I have a really good.
no, you have to grab them the latest. Yeah, in the fourth round. Excuse me, because we're including DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is 32, but let's scooch him up to 30. Okay, let's just do that because everybody else is in the third round. The late. So the third round is where you have to get. That's where you have to get your wide receiver. Is that right? That you're comfortable with.
I'd even say if you want to go zero wide receiver, let's fuck around and do it in the fourth.
Okay, so if we did fourth, then
Or did are we? Do you want to do third? Because I did third last.
when
Actually, you know what? Yeah,
you did that's too
that's fine.
much. This was your list. You said that's too
No,
much.
you're right. You're right. You're right. You're
Okay,
right.
so I mean, if you want to keep going, man, we can keep
No,
going.
no,
We'll get nasty with it. All right.
no.
Okay.
No, I have no. I was trying to pigeon because I have an idea. I'm actually writing my team out. I already know what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Thunder. I'm gonna go Thunder picks. I'm gonna go running backs back to back with my first pick.
Okay. 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 But the question was, okay,
In the third,
third round you have to do it. So
Olave.
you only have 2 rounds. You only have 2 rounds to play around with, right? Before you feel comfortable, before you feel like you missed out on a wide receiver one, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So those first two, you have a choice of quarterback, running back, or tight end. I mean, in your exercise, we didn't include tight end because the only one to really include is Kelsey. And would you include Kelsey in the other if you had to give one of those things up?
Yeah, I would count Kelsey, but I would also count Mark Andrews. I actually was gonna go him in this exercise. I don't have to if you don't want me to.
Let's do it with wide receiver, and then looks like we might have to adjust to run. We'll see what it looks like. Okay, but right now, so you have first two. Are you going to go quarterback and running back, or are you going to go quarterback and tight end, or are you going to running back? You going tight end, running back? What are you feeling?
I'm gonna go running back, running back. I don't really know what my picks are,
Okay,
but I'm just
well
gonna assume that I
you already know what the quarterback is, which is
no, but like what spot I have, that is a big.
oh yeah, it is, but that's why we're kind of giving you like this is you're gonna have a choice between these guys, and you're gonna make a choice. They're gonna get a choice between these guys, and then okay,
Okay,
so crit
I'll be fair. So
the first round
I'll
ends. First round ends at Bijan. Bijan, Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler, and Christian McCaffrey. But I would also include Saquon in the first. Let's go ahead and squeeze him in there.
yeah. Yeah, let's say that I reach for Saquon. So I go Saquon, Derrick Henry.
Is it
Let's say I take those guys.
okay? So you wouldn't take Josh Jacobs or Jonathan Taylor? Okay, cool. All right, so we have Saquon. Okay, because the choices he would have on the turn, everybody would be Pollard, Henry, Taylor, or Jacob. Okay, so he chooses Henry. So write down Saquon, and you wrote down Henry. Which
Yes.
oddly were my running backs last year whenever I won the. Okay, all right, and then now we go wide receiver. Okay, so let's go ahead and
Olave.
okay, so you do Olave. So you have running back. Now wide receiver. Okay, now are you wanting to go? Let's go ahead and talk about the wide receivers that you have left after. Right. So and then because if we're looking at the next round, that would be Amari Cooper, Calvin Ridley, Debo Samuel, Tyler Lockett, and no. The next round would just be Amari Cooper and Calvin Ridley. Yeah, so then it would be Debo Samuel, Tyler Lockett, McLaurin, London, Keenan Allen, Brandon Ayuk, and DeAndre Hopkins. Which one of those guys you would want as your second wide receiver?
Either DJ Moore or D Hop.
Okay, DJ Moore or D Hop. Out of all those
Yeah,
guys.
I don't.
Okay,
I
okay, okay,
really
okay.
don't.
Okay, good. No. It's
I'll be honest. DK Metcalf, D Hop, DJ Moore, and like maybe Tyler Lockett. Those are the only real four guys that I trust. Like I like Debo. I don't really trust Debo. Like I don't. I just don't like those other guys.
Okay, all right. All right, no Calvin Ridley, no Amari Cooper, none like that.
You know, I was in on Calvin Ridley at first, but now I'm thinking it's going to be like a Chiefs situation where there isn't, you know.
Sure, I can see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I can see
Yeah.
that. I can see that. There's definitely a pathway to that and pathway to greatness. I mean, there's a lot of pathways right now for Calvin Ridley. But
Yeah.
but okay. So you said DJ Moore or Hopkins. They're both going in the same round, which is the 6th round, Connor. Okay. So
I'm going to reach so I can
no,
get them both.
no. You're not going to reach at all. That's not the exercise. The point is now.
Okay.
The point is that you have running back, right, and then you have Olave, right. Okay. Now you have 4th and 5th of a gap.
I know what I want to do.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. So because you already know the 6th round, you're going to go DeAndre Hopkins or DJ Moore, and based on ADP, they're going to be there, right? So now you have 4th and 5th to play around with. Okay, so you have quarterback and tight end.
Yes, I am going to do Andrews in the 4th and Lamar Jackson in the 5th. I'm going for the Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews stack.
Let me make sure those ADPs run. Well,
I think they
4th.
should.
Yes. Okay, Andrews does work out in the 4th, and Lamar Jackson works out in the 5th. So there you go. All right, so go and write that down.
I did. So what's good about this is and I think you've noticed this during the exercise. Whenever I have one position that is strong, I try to pick the quarterback position. Or what's good about making the tight end position strong, Brian, I know you're not the biggest fan of the tight end position. The reason why I still pay attention to it is because I am in salary cap leagues where you have to, you still have a tight end. And I'm going to try to do that like Mark Andrews in that league, because think about it this way. So I go running back my first 2 picks. So I have an advantage at running backs right now, right? Because I have 2 stud guys. I have Saquon and Derrick Henry. And then in the 3rd, I get Olave. So I have a guy who I still really believe in, who's a true wide receiver, alpha number 1. I can set and forget. So I actually,
what do we?
I have.
What are we talking about here? Are we talking about the 0 wide receiver?
The strategy for my team.
Oh,
yeah, the 0. This is a 0 wide receiver.
Okay. Just making sure, because I was like, hope you're not trying to talk about just your own strategies, like hijacking.
No.
Hijacking.
No.
Hijack.
No, I'm talking because we did 0 RB, which is great because we had the quarterback.
Yeah. Okay. No, I got you.
So we have quarterback, tight end stack. 2 great running backs, so the set and forget's a Thunder team. We still got Olave, man. We can get DJ Moore, D-Hop, but, I have Derrick Henry on my team, so I don't really want D-Hop. But let's say I have, for shits and giggles, for the sake of the exercise, let's say I have Tony Pollard, right? Someone else who's right next to where Derrick Henry is. Then I could get D-Hop as my wide receiver 2, and it would be fine. Or I could get DJ Moore, but I really think people are going to be reaching.
Okay, talk to me about something quick. All right, because you addressed something that's kind of a...
we've been talking about this, but we disagree.
A hot button about it. Yeah, I was like...
Yeah.
That in a vacuum, you love DeAndre Hopkins, but if you have Henry, you don't like him all. All right, even though he's a value at round 6, okay, in a vacuum. But if you have Henry, it doesn't help. Okay, or like you stay away from him. I'm on the side where I like, dude, if you think that the guy was going to be good if you had this one dude on your team or not, it doesn't matter. If you think Derrick Henry is the best pick there, don't say like, oh, I'm going to pick somebody that I don't like because I
would want Tony Pollard instead of Derrick Henry, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then there you go. Okay. Then write that down. Write that down then.
Thank you.
Okay. So write that down. So we have Saquon.
0 RB. Yeah. We have Saquon, Tony Pollard, Chris Olave, Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson,
and then D-Hop.
And D-Hop.
Okay, not DJ Moore. D-Hop.
Yeah, D-Hop.
Okay. All right. Okay, cool. All right. And so, so we have Saquon. 0 RB. Yeah, we have Saquon, Tony Pollard, Chris Olave, Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson. And then D-Hop. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. And so, let's talk about the quarterbacks. Really, let's try to do this really fast for the sake
Yes.
of time. So Jalen Hurts. Tell me when that's too much. You're not happy with that being your quarterback one.
I got you.
Okay, and this is going to be a little bit easier. I think it's going to go a little bit faster.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, Daniel Jones.
That's too much.
Okay, so it ends with Justin Herbert.
Yep.
Justin Herbert's ADP right now is the 8th round. Yeah, so let's push him up to the 7th because that's just crazy. Okay, so let's just say that it's 7. All right, so 7th round.
Yeah, quarterback's a little different because you only need one, and in today's NFL, there's going to be a lot of pretty good ones that you can get if you just want to think about it that way. I mean, they're generally like 3 that are amazing and 6 that are really good, and then 12 that are good.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's try to go 6 rounds. Okay, without picking
6 rounds without a quarterback.
Without a quarterback, and let's see what we look like. So, first round, you basically have carte blanche. Okay, no quarterback. What are you picking? Running back, wide receiver. Which one are you doing?
I'm gonna be spicy, and this time I'm gonna go cheetah in the first.
Okay, Tyreek Hill. So you got Tyreek Hill. All right. So second round, you go and run. You going? Well, you like a balance. So
I like a balanced
okay,
team.
so
I'm gonna go Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard. Okay, excellent. Okay, and then of course third, we already know you love Chris Olave.
Olave.
So you're gonna go Chris Olave, and then in the fourth, we already know that you would Ramondre Stevenson you would want, right?
Yeah, I'm taking Stevenson over. Actually,
Well, Stevenson's kind of high. Let's see, like, what Cam Akers
yeah.
or Miles Sanders or Pierce.
Sanders. I'm thinking Olave. Yeah. Okay.
Well, if you're in the fourth, and we're going through ADP, then yeah, that would be Ramondre Stevenson. Keep it. Okay.
I'll go Stevenson.
Okay.
I'll lay on the line for Stevenson.
Okay. So now we're going fifth. Now, or did you want to go fourth? Did you want to go
I was thinking about it.
Mark Andrews? Do you want to do that in the fourth?
Thinking about it. Can I? That would be
Okay. Do that. Okay. Go ahead and write down Mark Andrews.
I'm sorry about all the mean things I said, Mark Andrews.
Okay.
I'll love you once again.
No, go ahead.
I'll always ride with you.
Okay. And then that would leave, like, for the running backs in the fifth round would be Cam Akers, Damian Pierce, Miles Sanders, Alexander Madison, James Conner, David Montgomery.
I'm going to play the ADP game because I want the guy on the very end of the list, and I think he's going to still be there in the 6th. So I'm going to take a wide receiver in the
Okay. All right, that's excellent.
I'm going pure lightning flex. I'm going DJ Moore.
Okay, there we go. DJ Moore.
I'm going David Montgomery in the 6th.
Okay, and then you're going Herbert, right? Herbert, or which quarterback do you want? You want that's going to be available there?
No, but I can't pick one of those guys.
You can pick Trevor Lawrence or Herbert.
No, but it's supposed to be that's too much. So all of those guys I considered not zero QB. Oh. So for the sake of this exercise, we have to
I thought you said Justin Herbert and Lawrence were QB1.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's where it ends. We're in the 6th round.
But what I'm saying is I'm supposed to not have any of those guys on.
No, this is where you're supposed to pick that one, those quarterbacks.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna go Fields.
Fields is gone. You can own.
Oh, it's Herbert or Burrow.
Herbert or Lawrence. Holy mackerel.
Herbert or Lawrence. I'm gonna go Lawrence.
Okay, all right. So Lawrence is the pick. All right. So what's that team? What does that team look like?
That team looks pretty good.
What is it? Say it.
We got Tyreek Hill in the first, Tony Pollard, Olave, Mark Andrews as the tight end, DJ Moore in the flex. David Montgomery is your RB2. So this is a very strong wide receiver team, yet you still have pretty good running backs holding it down. Tony Pollard gets a lot of pass catching work, which is going to give you a lot of ease when you're watching games on Sunday. And David Montgomery has a lot of touchdown upside, which is really good to have in an RB2. I had Jamal Williams as my RB2 last year, and it was awesome. If you have someone like that in your RB2 position, it's really good. And I have Trevor Lawrence as my quarterback. So you still have a QB1. I'll be honest with this team, just for the sake of the exercise, it really is zero RB. I would pick other stuff with my 7th and 8th pick, and I would get Tua for the Tyreek stack.
Okay, that's one thing.
I think that's more of a true zero quarterback.
There's a lot. That's what I was going to ask you. Is that since you picked a low quarterback, when do you pick another quarterback if you do? So it sounds like you said you would wait a couple because I think it's like the 8th round. Let me go here.
Yeah, that's
well,
what.
No,
Yeah,
Tua is 10th round. 10th round.
Oh, he's going down. Well, I would get him. I would pay up a little because I want the stack.
Okay, all right. So like,
but we're in the 7th. I have 2 running backs. I have 3 wide receivers. So I would probably get, depth guys. Maybe D Hop falls, or maybe I can get Jahan Dotson.
Okay.
7th.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Cool. All right. So this is what I want you to do. Go ahead and read the list that we have for zero RB.
Tyreek Hill is your wide receiver 1. Chris Olave is your wide receiver 2. Tony Pollard is your running back 1. David Montgomery is your running back 2. Mark Andrews is your tight end. DJ Moore in the flex, and we have Trevor Lawrence as quarterback.
That's zero. That's not zero RB, man.
You want to hear zero RB?
Yes, I said read zero RB. I was like, that's why I was like confused. I was like, what's going on? Yeah, because
I thought
because this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna read each.
We're gonna go each one.
We're gonna read each list, and we're gonna decide which one is a stronger way to start your draft. Okay.
Well, zero RB. We have Alan Diggs, Olave, Stevenson, and David Montgomery for our first 5.
Okay, because it only goes 5 deep. Because we're having to grab running back 2s because we can't grab tight ends like in the 4th because we're grabbing running backs. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. All right.
Zero wide receiver is we go Saquon, Pollard, Olave, the constant, Andrews, and Jackson.
And then who's the wide receiver 2?
D Hop.
Okay, D Hop. All right.
Yeah. So that's your first 6 picks, and then zero quarterback is Tyreek Hill, Tony Pollard, Olave, Mark Andrews, DJ Moore in the flex, David Montgomery is your running back 2, and then fuck it, 2 is the quarterback.
No, I got you. Okay, and just for on the zero RB, because it ends on the 5th round, like 6th round tight ends, it's Kittle, Pitts, Goddard, Waller, Freiermuth. Who are those guys we should pick?
I would probably pick Waller.
Okay, then put Waller on that. That way we have tight end across the board.
So zero RB, yeah. So we have Alan Diggs, Olave, Stevenson, David Montgomery, or Waller, and then based off of the other 2 guys have tight ends, so we're fine. So I don't know. I kind of like zero RB the best because I have the stack, and I still have really good running backs.
Okay.
And I like the quarterback wide receiver stack a little more than the tight end stack.
Okay. Yeah. It's all about scoring system, of course. It's well recorded that I'm a pervert for running backs, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do the one that I could grab. I guess zero wide receiver would be the one. Yeah.
Yeah. So you go zero. So the team you want is Saquon, Pollard, Olave, Andrews, Jackson, D Hop.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't pick Pollard, but yeah, it would be that approach. Yeah.
You do Derrick Henry instead. You do Derrick Henry and.
Yes. Let's just say that. Right now. Unless Taylor lands some incredible play, whatever, dude. Right now, on June 22nd. Yeah, that's what okay, cool. All right, man.
I think I would do zero quarterback, actually.
Zero quarterback. Okay.
I would do that one.
Okay. All right, that was the last one we did.
Yeah, that was the Tyreek Hill, Tony Pollard, Olave, Mark Andrews, Moore. Yeah. I would do that one.
Yeah, so basically what we're doing here, okay, so hopefully with this exercise, everybody, is that you go down your mock drafts or your ADPs or whatever, and you choose where that's too much. Okay, that's what it is. You choose where your that's too much approach is, where your line is, and then
That's it.
that's where you start building. Okay, and so that's what the whole point of this exercise, because I see a lot of shows that will talk about, like just throw out all these names to you, but don't show you exactly, walk you through hands on. This is when you're in the muck, in the mock. Okay, this is what's gonna happen.
In the muck of the
The
muck.
muck of the muck, right? Yeah. So hopefully that helped everybody out. We're gonna go ahead and close this thing out. All right. So we want to thank everybody for watching. If you like the content we provided for you, please hit the like and subscribe button. That helps us out. Lets us know you're loving the show. So make sure to do that. Click that bell. You get all types of announcements when you get shows like this. Remember, we're doing one show a week for leading up to the season. Then after that, we do 2 shows a week. Now, I know this is on Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on when you're watching it, but we're still going to do a show this weekend. We're going to try to do a show this weekend, so this kind of counts. So it's still trying to keep it all together. All right, so make sure and that's an even better reason to make sure and hit those little bells so you'll get an announcement as when we're doing a show. All right, and want to make sure thank our supporters, High Volume Music Radio. Make sure and check them out on the highvolumemusicradio.com. Check out Connor's book, You Know Too Much. And, of course, my show on High Volume Music Radio every Thursday, 4 to 6, Drive Time Sports with Charlie and Brian. Check that out. You'll be happy you did. All right. So on behalf of Connor the Gut Marshall and me, your humble host, Brian the Baldwin, for watching. Hope this year is even better than the last. Parting shot.
Pay attention. Don't coast. Watch preseason games. Pay attention. Get your strategy together. Don't be Apollo. When Rocky's hitting shit, don't be laxing up, because those adjustments in the last month are crucial. You have to stay sharp. You can't just hustle hard the first couple of months and then coast off of that.
Yeah. And I would also warn you to forget the past. All right, learn the lessons, but forget the past. All right, don't damn a player because they made you upset last time. New year, new situation. Sometimes it's new offensive coordinator, new head coach, new team. All right, so each year is a new. So don't carry the baggage from the past. Learn the lessons, but don't carry the baggage. You could miss out on really quality stuff if you're like, I hate that guy. I can't stand that, because he did whatever. Okay, new situation. Elijah Moore is a really good example. Okay, a lot of people hate that guy. New situation. All right, it could be used a lot better. Make you a lot happier in your fantasy football life. All right, that does it for the show. So let's end this on the last line. Remember, everyone, fantasy football, as in life.
Don't dream it. Be it.
Just.
I was trying to get you to come in with me.
Oh,